Yo, what's up, everybody? Good to see you all. Happy Tuesday. It is great to be back with you and appreciate you all hanging out with us on this Tuesday afternoon, especially those of you here live for the pre-show. Jump into chat wherever you're watching. Let me give you a little shout out, and then we'll get this party started in about 5 minutes officially when we play the intro at the top of the 4 o'clock hour. I see Kiwoys, Lino Vincent, Lucy Anders, and Biden Suck Stuff all chilling over in the mosh pit on D Live. What's up, guys? Great to see you all over there. Shout out to you guys watching on Rumble as well. Hit that thumbs up button for us. Joe Elaine, of course, modding the chat. Thank you, Joe. Spiky999 in the house. Just wondering, hanging out. Mermaid Misk and Gonzo Rules. And there's Quaz. It is Wednesday. You're right. It's Wednesday. My days are all screwed up. Thank you, Quaz, for correcting me. It is Wednesday, not Tuesday. Wednesday. Give me a break, all right? It's been it's been a week so far. But thank you guys. Thank you for keeping me straight. And yes, I am feeling a million times better than yesterday. Shout out to all of you guys watching on Twitter, Cloud Hub, Odyssey, YouTube, and that's all of the other platforms. Appreciate you all tuning in. Of course, we're live in the comfy bunker on pilled.net as well. Jump into the chat over there on Pilled because we're gonna say hi to as many of you as we can, and then we will start the show. Let's see. I always wonder what people who tune into the show for the first time think when I'm reading all these names. Like, what the hell is going on? We do things just a bit differently here on 412 Productions. It's all about the community. So let's see who's out there. Lightspear, Lance, how you doing? Floyd, Due Diligence in the house. Delia, what's up, Delia? Delia's going to jump on with us at some point today and give her take on the entire situation with Carrie Lake, the bribe, and everything going on down there in Arizona. So looking forward to that very much. Patriot 714 in the house. How you doing? Great to see you. Joe Elaine, keeping the comfy bunker super comfy for you all. Thank you again, Joe, for all you do. There's Neo hanging out with us. What's up, Neo? How are you? Good to see you. Let's see who else. Scrolling. Curious one. There's Jenny, and I saw Lyle Packers 412 out there as well. So shout out to Lyle and Jenny hanging out with us today. Great to see you both. Spiky999 double dipping across platforms. Love to see it. There's Bella214. How are you today? Floyd with a hump day Wagyu thick cut steak. Sounds fantastic. I could actually handle that today. Good to see you, Floyd. Thank you very, very much. R. Harrell, how are you? Good to see you. Barb Robbins, Sergeant Peterson in the house as well. Fazzik and Dread Quarters, General Buford out there. There's Filter Dog 1. How you doing, my friend? Great to see you. Range Pony, CK Whitehorse 180, Chops ITMC, and Sergeant Sparky. What's going on, guys? Good to see you all. CK Whitehorse, welcome. And Jay Brewski's Canada A, Vanita 71, Patriot Bro out there. Hey, A from PA, how are you? Yes, feeling so much better. Feeling so much better. Roy Stones and Bones in the house, checking in from the West Coast. Good to see you, Roy. Pensator, what's up, Pensator? We got Mama Bear Patriot out there as well. Snow Bunny 68. Great to see you as well. Laura Y repping the 412. Let's go, Laura. Hey, Liana. Liana Wilbert hanging out with us today. What's up? Hope you're having an awesome Wednesday so far. We got Mix Picks out there. McKinnon 88. Pip's mom checking in from across the pond in Wales, UK. Shout out to all of our Patriots abroad. Speaking of which, there's Kaiman, Milan Lobby, checking in from South Africa. What's up, my friend? Hope you're having an awesome Wednesday. Michelle Shell out there as well. Welcome. Let's see, who else do we got? Joshua Tree 321, Jay Brewskis, Dangleberry in the house, DX checking in, Paul Thaddeus hooking us up with a cookie. Thank you for that, Paul. Good to see you, my friend. Just Jim hooking us up with a cookie as well. Thank you, Jim. Miss Fortune out there. What's up, Miss Fortune? Good to see you. Yes, feeling much, much better today, Liana. Thank you. I really appreciate all the well wishes, guys. Yesterday was freaking miserable. It was terrible. Spazzo Yeti, what's up, man? How you been? Thank you for the can. Great to see you, dude. Hope you're having another can from Spazzo Yeti. Hope you're having a good Wednesday, man. Always good to see Spaz in the chat. I've got to meet Spazzo Yeti a few times at some Foxhole meetups. He's a great dude. He's a great dude. If you ever see him live, make sure you stop by and say hi. Facts Not Fear, welcome. Good to see you. And who else? Darth Q 369. There's Cap 1Q under the Our Force Sense name. Good to see you. 2A Freedom Rider repping the 412 as well. Let's go 2A. How you doing, bud? CDU Calamero in the house as well. Aurelius Locke, Sig, your Dragon Slayers out there. Miss Forges is glad you're feeling better with a can. Yes, cheers and thank you so much. Yeah, it was a rough evening and a rough night, but I woke up today in feeling much better. So whatever it was, definitely feeling like I got through it, or it's passed, or it's run its course, or whatever. Debatable, what's up, Debatable? That's a new name. Good to see a Treasure Life out there. Cali Patriot 14 in the house. Beach Girl 21. This is rainy afternoon in Eastern PA. Well, it's rainy in Western PA as well. Yeah, Tuesday again. I screwed up the date. I know. It's not a 412 production without all kind of gaffes, right? Born Deplorable, great to see you. Heavy D 007, Stacks, Sean Joe hooked us up with a cookie. And Sergeant Peterson out there. Thank you, Sean Joe, for the cookie. Appreciate that very much. Hang 10, Norm, how are you, sir? Good to see you as well. Let's see. Who else? Harley Quinn. What's up, Harley? Jeff Den out there. Don Ritchie checking in as well. Duback. Welcome. Gonzo Rules hooking us up with a cookie. Florida Meanie out there. Dylan 1954. Sean Joe and Deborah R. What up, guys? Good to see you all. Crockett Man 62. Zorton PR. Good afternoon to you as well. Thank you for the can. Very much appreciated. Oh, that's a sweet Andrew McCutcheon sticker to a totally stealing that. Fucking A, man. That's so cool. Acoustic and Abrasive, Glass Wanda, Trump Red Pill 1. Where everybody's here today. My God, so many names. Dave 75, Kelly's Free 20 out there. Rock Mama in the house as well. What's up? Gonzo Rules. Dylan 1954, thank you for the cookie. Russell, Awake Russell out there. Eagle Freedom. I got to go faster because I'm already 2 minutes past time. Idaho Patriot out there. Mez, Treasure Life. Secret Weapon, DCM 17, and then we got Bella 214 starting a cookie fight for my vacation. I really appreciate that. Yeah, if you guys want to throw any shekels my way for a little trip I'm taking, that would be amazing. Bella 214, this is with 3 cookies, 4 cookies, 5 cookies, 6 cookies from Bella. Sean Joe getting in there. Kim Iowa says Carrie Lake is doing a live feed at 8 p.m. Eastern time on Rumble to talk about the attempted bribery. Very cool. We're gonna talk about that a lot more today as well. And then Bella with more cookies, Sean Joe hooking up some cookies, Deborah R throwing some cookies out there as well. More from Bella and Sean. Thank you guys so much. That's amazing. I really appreciate that a lot. Zorton PR with another cookie. Oilman 94 in the house. Filter Dog 1 getting in on the cookie fight as well. Thank you so much. Frodo Baggins checking in from down under. The Universe OG. There's Maxanon, who I owe a huge debt of gratitude for, her and TN for covering me yesterday as I continue to deteriorate. So much appreciation there. Tosh, great to see you out there. Boys Blanc with a cookie. Thank you so much. USA Landshark. Welcome. Packers fan in the house. Casey Powwow, welcome. Sergeant Sparky with a cookie. Wang Dang Doodle in the house. Boys Blanc says live studio doors are shut. Everyone is here, boss. Love it. Thank you, Boys Blanc, for all the cookies. A bunch of them in a row. I really appreciate it. All right. I got to get the show underway. We'll be back in like 3 minutes after the intro.
We will make America strong again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
y'all for tuning in. Patriots united, doing what we gotta do to win. Be addicted, the MS7, now we're moving in. And once we take over, we won't ever move again. Where we go on, we go all. I say it with pride. No, we won't run, we won't fall. We're right by your side. The demons have taken hold, but none of us will abide. Stand strong and stand bold, that's how we'll survive. 412 is the production. Monday through Friday, deplorable discussions. We're making it hard for the deep state to function. Every time they switch up the narrative, we debunk it. Adult Nero is the power that's controlling the plight. With all you patriots behind them, cause we're all in this fight. So many rhyme for so long, but we're giving them sight. Trapped in the world of darkness, but we're bringing them light. You may even find yourself in a different life. A lot of us have, and honestly, that's perfectly fine. Because exactly where you are at this moment in life is where you're supposed to be at this moment in time. It's all by the sign, the patriots are holding the line. They must have lost theirs, thinking they're controlling our minds. So many trapped in mental prisons don't know they're confined. They're just slaves in the system to the roles they're assigned. That's sad, the good news is that we're waking them up. They have monopolies on minds, but we're breaking them up. Everything you thought was news, they were making it up. When we ascend, all the tyrants won't be making the cut. Let them all burn in the hellscape they create. We the people already mapped out our escape. We hold each other by the hand as we all elevate and go to a different place. They can never get chased. When I look into the future, I can see that it's bright. When this history is written, they will see that we're right. We formed our own community and the circle is tight. But I expand the circle with every word that I write. The pen is sharper than the sword when you wield it with might. Why do you think they try to kick us off all the sites? These people hate America, punish us out of spite. We are the beacons of hope in the darkness of night. So let's go, strap in, yeah, get ready for the ride. Watch the water, we're witnessing the turning of the tide. Feel the passion and the fire that you got burning inside. Take the narrative they're feeding you and turn it to the side. We're alerted to the lies, replacing with the truth. We know the plan they devised, they're invading the youth. Now we're only incentivized to start raising our boots. These demons all weaponized. Now we're raising our troops. Now we're raising the roof and sounding the alarm. Remember that it's always darkest before the dawn. Life is a game of chess. They want to use you as a pawn. You're only useful until you're not useful, then you're gone. But not us, we're on the right team where we belong. Everybody is invited, so come follow along. We refuse to say things are right knowing they're wrong. Adult Nero, take the mic and take flight, cause it's on.
And now, straight from the Steel City, it's your host, 412 Adult Nero.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Happy Wednesday. Great to be with you guys this afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us, spending some of your Wednesday afternoon with us here on 412 Productions for another installment of Deplorable Discussions. My name is Adult Nero. It is January 24th, 2024, and this is our final broadcast for the week here on 412 Productions. We will be back on Tuesday. I believe that's the 30th. If my calendar, if I got the calendar correct here, yeah, Tuesday the 30th, 4 p.m. will be our next show after today. As many of you know, I'm taking a little vacation, leaving tomorrow morning, so we'll be taking a little hiatus from Deplorable Discussions. No taking it back, no Saturday morning chat, but we will be back, refreshed, rejuvenated on Tuesday next week to keep it all going here. With me today, I've got my OG crew, Drunk Pinata and Tennessee Homesteader, both riding shotgun with me. So let's say hello, TN. Welcome, and thank you so much, my friend, for carrying the show yesterday. Well, I was just a complete mess with, I don't know if it was food poisoning or what, a little stomach bug, but I was in complete shambles all of last night, and I really appreciate you and Max, who I know is out there listening, doing an absolutely phenomenal job putting on the show while I was hugging the toilet. So how are you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. Sorry, I was listening to the description from yesterday, and I was saying, "You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome," until I was hugging the toilet.
Yeah, it was ugly, man.
I think it was better afterwards, right?
I thought I'd be able to like just kind of pull the trigger, my stomach would feel better. I'd come back and like, at least finish the show. The second I started purging my system, we'll just say to keep it as ungross as possible, I got super lightheaded. The room started spinning. My whole body just felt super weak. and all I could do is kind of crawl to my bed, lay down, and just keep the garbage can close by for future future issues. And it was pretty miserable throughout the night, but I finally fell asleep around somewhere between 1 and 2 a.m. and I slept like a rock, and I woke up feeling much better. So
Yeah, it's
yeah,
amazing how your body will actually recover if you give it the proper treatment, and you're starting out and healthy to begin with.
yeah, yeah.
So that's great to hear, because I was a little concerned yesterday after your shadow exit, knowing how you felt. So not a
Yeah.
problem. But no, today was good. We got to finally meet after a couple of weeks with my fellowship guys. We had all kinds of discussions on politics today. Ruled the game, considering what's going on, right? Um, but it was pretty funny because I actually wore my Trump 2024 baseball cap into that, and the owner of the place, he screams out, "I'm triggered! I'm triggered!" He's a big Trump supporter, so it was all a joke, right? But it was kind of funny.
I,
No, the whole place is, it's super, it's super patriotic. It's super pro republic. There's actually quite a few old school Q followers, Q decoders, if you will.
Mhm.
Some of them that had hundreds of thousands of followers when they were on YouTube before they got kicked out. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. So we got into talking about the SCOTUS ruling, et cetera, a whole bunch of different things. But
Nice.
yeah, it was a good day. It is a good day. There's hardly any snow on the ground. It'll all be gone by tomorrow because we're expecting rain tonight. So all's good in the neighborhood.
Very cool. Well, I'm glad you're here, Tien. And again, thank you so much for yesterday. Like I said, I would have had to just shut it down and basically do the sponsors and leave. So I'm glad that you and
You're welcome.
Max were able to cover some stuff and really do an awesome job on the Kerry Lake situation and talking about the border and the SCOTUS situation and Abbott and what's his name, Paxton, their plan. You guys, I was listening the whole time, and I was
It's panning out, man. It's panning out. I'm sure we're going to talk about it later on today after the sponsors, but it's panning out. It's
yep,
it's Anyways, we'll pick it up then.
yeah, absolutely. Let's get drunk Pinata in here. Pinata, we've been missing you, man. I'm glad you're back with us today too for this final show of the week. How's your Wednesday going? How was your show over on your channel?
Pretty good. Well, I mean, we went into the mines, which is it's good. We can do that because we had the mental fortitude with these weak people over on the left that keep fantasizing about something that didn't occur. Just for instance, here, this is when I'm about to read something that is from Salon.com, and it says it's what if the January 6th insurrection had been successful? The key to making the Trump threat real. Oh, okay, okay. So let's see what their recollection is of what January 6th was. Let's see. 3 years ago, on January 6th, Donald Trump and his cabal attempted a coup to end America's multiracial, pluralistic democracy and install himself as dictator. Central to the coup attempt was a lethal attack on the Capitol by thousands of Trump's political cultists. This attack and the larger coup plot came perilously close to succeeding. America remained a democracy, albeit a much weakened and more flawed one, on January 6th because of luck, the determination of the Capitol Police, and other law enforcement to risk their lives and lose them to stop Trump's attack force. The quick thinking of the Democrats and those few Republicans in Congress to follow through with their constitutionally mandated responsibilities by counting the Electoral College votes saved American democracy that day.
That
No,
sounds like, okay, first of all,
no,
was that the
no.
Babylon Bee?
I was gonna say, like, come on, like it was almost successful. Are
That
you
was that was pure Pravda. I mean, that is exactly what Pravda was in the old USSR.
like they do understand that like
No, they don't.
overthrowing the United States government takes a lot more
No,
than
they
a,
don't.
than a few hundred unarmed people walking
Well,
through the
also
Capitol,
play
right?
place.
Like,
Look at how they insinuated who died,
yeah,
and nobody in the police
Well,
but
not even insinuated, Tien. They straight up lied. They said, that the police that lost their lives that day or something.
yeah, yeah.
But they even insinuated in the article that there was law enforcement that died that day because of what happened there, and that's just patently false. Not a single law enforcement officer or anybody that wasn't a protester died. The only people that I know died was Ashley Babbitt, Roseanne Boylan, and there was a guy that had a heart attack,
Yeah.
and maybe one other protester.
Two others.
Two others outside of those three I just mentioned.
Cardiac events.
Yeah, not a and that's because they were firing, concussion grenades into what was a peaceful crowd at the time, and probably caused that shit. But I mean, it's salon.com. That's like a Clinton rag right there, a left wing.
But man, that is Pravda
Yeah,
is
so that writer in particular is one of their the most unhinged type of people that they have.
well.
I mean,
But Pinata, you're right. But think about this: a writer doesn't put it on the magazine, online or on paper. It's a editor, and it's the editor above that does that.
yeah,
They're the
sure.
ones that authorize the article, and they oversee the article's content.
Yeah.
It says it calls himself a senior writer. I don't know what that would be, but definitely below editor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's the editor that has the final say on what goes in the script. I mean, whatever the publication methodology is. Incredible.
Yep. I mean, this is an article written today. This isn't an article written years ago or on the anniversary of just just today. And what they ended up doing was interviewing
It's the
and doing
narratives
and
that are floating out there.
the what? Sorry, Tian.
No, I'm saying it doesn't surprise me with the narratives that are going on, that the counter narratives that are going on, the trolling, if you will, in some cases, and some of the stuff that's being put out there, again, to foment.
Yeah, absolutely. I was positing when I was reading this article, I'm like, has there been a spike in the sale of Velcro shoes? Like, how do these people operate the like actual motor function? Are they invalid? Like what like what is going on with these people? Like how do they? I mean, I know it's amusing that they have DoorDash nowadays. And then it kind of got me to this like sedentary thing. Okay, like COVID, sedentary, and I'm like, it's almost like these people have gotten into a sedentary state for their mind, for their mental status, which because it's so they're not exercising it. So just like it's painful to exercise after a long time of inaction and sedentary lifestyle, I feel like that's what's going on with the people's minds, right? So we've been looking to kind of understand how these supposedly smart people can seem dumb, and I think that's just what it is. That they put themselves into this sedentary thing, haven't challenged themselves, and they put themselves into a belief structure that any challenge to that becomes an existential crisis of ego and an existential threat of for their of who they think that they are, and they can't handle that cognitive dissonance, which I believe physically causes these people pain. Probably, I mean, they
Right.
think,
And then they surround themselves with the not
because
like-minded,
right,
but like
because otherwise,
sufferer.
it's like the zombies that can't handle daylight or whatever. It's like
Right.
they have to put themselves into these environments that are favorable for them to continue on their delusion.
Yep.
Yep.
That's well put.
Yep.
Very, very well put. Well,
And you know what I do whenever now that I have received my package, I I had to look up what a soap saver was because I didn't know what those were. I got my package from Diamond Soap Co. So I just like to say thank you
oh yeah.
the
Yeah.
Diamond
Yeah.
Soap Company for that. Obviously I had to start off with this Kentucky bourbon, and that was nice. So I feel like I'm gonna have to try them all, and then I'll have to give my opinions.
Yeah.
But they all
Yeah.
seem great so far. They
I
smell
got
nice.
the Plumeria. I got the Plumeria today, the soap, and the new scent to test the Plumeria and frankincense.
No, I
Nice.
got a shea butter tester. I want to see how that works because there's another product. I think I don't know who it does. I think it's like a Mary Kay thing that has like some sort of a for winter weather things like that. If you get like a crack or a blister on your hands, just from dryness,
Yep.
and I want to see how that works and stacks up against the other one. So I'm gonna give that a try and
Yeah, you'll like the shea butter. It
yeah,
takes very little, goes a long way.
yep.
Yeah, this stuff is awesome. All right. Well, let's go ahead and take care of our sponsor today, which is Earth Garden Botanicals, and then we'll get in. I got a bunch of tabs open, so we'll see what we get to. But very much looking forward to the conversation. Um, First, we've got our sponsor though, Jolene's company, Earth Garden Botanicals. She's up in Montana making these wellness products. They are fantastic. The pine needle extract is wonderful. It's basically a concentrate, similar or made from the same stuff that you get in the pine needle tea that we love so much. It's really great. I mean, I really think that this stuff helped me a lot to detox when I was getting sick a couple of weeks ago. So I highly recommend you guys grab some of that and throw it in the cabinet just in case. You got the CBD products like the CBD oil tinctures, the CBD oil for pets, your Delta 8 R&R nighttime gummies, and the Arnica salve with CBD infused, a topical cream to rub on your sore joints and muscles. All of the CBD and hemp products, all the ingredients for them are locally and organically grown on small Montana farms. They have they're just amazing value for the price. For the quality you get, you really can't beat it. Fire cider is really good for clearing your sinuses and breathing more clearly. Elderberry tonic is a good boost to the immune system. If you like drinking tea, like I mentioned, the sunshine and pine needle tea, there's other teas as well to choose from. You got 4 different ones. They all serve slightly different purpose. They all taste fantastic, very pleasant. So all you tea drinkers out there, give them each a try. Let us know which ones you like. And of course, the critter juice to keep the mosquitoes and insects away. I know this time of year isn't the most popular product, but it's good to have if you've run out or running low. The spring and summer will be here before you know it, or you might be down south in the warmer parts of the country where you're still dealing with those mosquitoes and whatnot. So go get yourself some all natural insect repellent, the critter juice. Promo code 412 gets you 10% off your order. So go ahead and load up your cart, get that discount. And thank you guys all of you guys who continue to support our sponsors like Earth Garden Botanicals, America First sponsors. We absolutely love them. All right, let's start today with the New Hampshire primary, because that was the big thing that was going on last night. Donald Trump won, what was it, by like 6 or 7 points, I think it was, when it was all said and done.
I think it ended up being more in the teens.
Did it really? Did it go? I stopped after watching or paying attention after they declared him the winner.
Before he went
He
up
had
on
a,
the
he had
when
a
he went up on the
commanding
stage.
10-point lead almost pretty much the entire night.
Yeah.
After they started coming in after about 15%, then it was 10. She plateaued at about 44, 45.
Okay. Well, good.
But the big thing is, and that's one, I know you're going to get into the article, but we have to keep in mind, it's about the delegates. It's about the delegates. It's about the delegates. The key here is that he walked away with 12 delegates, but she walked away with 9.
Right.
And that's a big deal because it's going into Nevada, and Nevada will be pretty interesting after we discuss New Hampshire. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah. So Trump becomes first non-incumbent Republican to win Iowa and New Hampshire. Former President Donald Trump made history with his Republican primary win in New Hampshire on Tuesday. With his victory over former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley in the state, President Trump has become the only non-incumbent Republican to win both Iowa and New Hampshire, according to multiple analysis. Former Republican presidential candidate Mitt Romney, now a Utah senator, came close during the 2012 contest. However, while he won New Hampshire, he lost Iowa by 24. As of Wednesday morning, the former president garnered about 54.5% of GOP primary voters in New Hampshire. Ms. Haley, meanwhile, received about 43.3% of the state's vote so far. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who announced he left the race on Sunday and backed President Trump received about 2,100 votes, while several other candidates who have dropped out received a few thousand in total. President Trump is also second non-incumbent Republican to get a majority of GOP primary votes in the Granite State in modern history. The only other one to do it was then candidate Ronald Reagan in 1980, according to historical data. The former president also received the largest share of the state's primary vote, with President Reagan only getting about 50.2% at the time. While the final margin was still unclear, Wednesday, the result bolstered Republican calls for Ms. Haley to leave the race to unify around President Trump. However, she said in a speech and before the primary that she would persist. Her campaign vowed in a memo earlier on Tuesday to push forward until Super Tuesday on March 5th, when Republicans in 15 states and one territory vote in the primary. The next competitive contest is scheduled for February 24th in South Carolina, where Ms. Haley served 2 terms as governor. Despite her ties to the state, however, President Trump has racked up endorsements from most of the state's Republican figures, and opinion polls show him with a wide lead. Among those who called on Ms. Haley to leave the 2024 contest was Republican National Committee Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel, who until now had resisted publicly calling on candidates to leave the race. The party should rally around President Trump for the 2024 general election, she said Wednesday. And I've got a little clip of her, I think, on Fox News. We'll play that a bit later. So anyway, I just read that to kind of give a little landscape there on the primary and the results. So President Trump wins, Haley loses. But she doesn't seem to realize it. I don't know if you saw the speech she gave after, but she lost by 10 points and gave a victory speech, guys. It was kind of hysterical. I'll play a little clip of this and then I'll get your thoughts. So
I think it's what Tian's saying. She's just looking at it from a delegate point of view.
which she lost by 25.
Yeah, but she got Trump got 12, she got 9. That's pretty close when you think about it.
Yeah, see, understand that they have to get to 1,215 to secure the nomination. You can lose a state and still be winning.
Sure.
And what's coming up is very interesting. So that's where the misconception here is no, I'm not taking anything away from or giving anything to Nikki Haley. It's saying that people need to understand what the primaries are actually about. It's not about winning the state, or even though everybody pushes it. It's about winning the right number of delegates at the end, going into the convention. Because if you go into the convention with 12-15, it's over. There's no unless you want to do battle on the floor. And the fact that McDaniels is saying give it up, that's a big deal.
Yeah, and we'll get into McDaniels' comments in just a minute, but let's just understand though what happened last night. She got 9 delegates because you had people switching parties to vote. There's even CNN was running interviews, like man on the street interviews, showing people where they're saying, "Yeah, I'm a Democrat, but I'm switching to Independent or Republican to vote for Nikki Haley." And then they were asked after that, okay, let's say Nikki Haley wins and goes head to head with Joe Biden, who are you voting for? And they say Joe Biden. So it's a total.
It's not a clean win. Absolutely, not a clean win of delegates. I mean, right? Yeah.
It's a media psyop, right?
Yes.
They're using her to make and using this open primary system in New Hampshire to make it seem like she has any kind of competitive chance against Donald Trump in the eyes of the voters, of the Republican voters, which she doesn't. I think it was like 75% of Republican voters voted for Donald Trump in New Hampshire. Her votes came from Democrats who switched parties and some independents, but she is not even liked in the Republican Party, and they're using that open primary to inflate her numbers, and then trying to spin a story of Donald Trump doesn't have as commanding a lead as he claims he does. Nikki Haley is closer. Nikki Haley's gaining momentum. They're trying to build this up to keep people engaged, or to continue. I don't know. I honestly don't even know what they're actually trying to pull off here, TN, because she doesn't really stand a chance in any of the states with closed primaries. She's going to get smoked from.
Yeah, but there's
Point
there's way fewer of those than there are open.
Yeah, that needs a change.
Way fewer than there are 16 open primaries and pure open. I think there's 20 semi-open, and there's only 9 or something like that, if I remember correctly. I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but that are closed. So
I didn't know it was that few.
what's that?
I didn't know there were that few closed primaries.
Yeah. There's just a handful. Yeah.
So but that's wild. That's wild that so many states have gone either openers and semi-opens, where if you're an independent, you could pick one or the other, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And those that are open, you can only vote in one. So, but the damage is done, obviously. So in a way, if you got Democrats voting in an open, like South Carolina, that's the big one right now.
Mhm.
That's 50 delegates. And another big one, part of it is that it's got 29 at-large delegates, which means whomever wins the majority of the votes gets those 29. So it's a gamble on her, and this is where the polling is not clear enough for me to understand, and because I don't have the crosstabs and everything, to understand how many are they poll, because of the Republican primary, are they polling Republicans, or are they taking into account that it's an open primary in South Carolina, obviously, and polling both Democrats and independents to say the lead that Trump has? Because if they're only polling Republicans, then that's misleading. Not to say that they're wrong, it's just misleading, right?
Yeah.
In the lead. I think that that's what they're banking on. There's another interesting narrative.
Let me ask you this,
Yeah.
Dan, before you get into that.
Yeah.
Had Donald Trump in 2016 been going up against an incumbent, he probably would not have been able to secure that nomination based on how many of these are open. The establishment would have been able to probably kneecap him with these open primaries in 20.
Yeah, I think they underestimated the power of the Pied Piper candidate that they pushed, and the fact that it backfired. My opinion.
Well, that and Democrats had a choice between Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton in that primary, so there was some motivation to stick and vote in your own primary. Whereas here, it's really just Joe Biden. It's not really.
And now you understand why they all dropped out before Super Tuesday, leaving Biden last man standing.
Yep.
It gave no choice to the Democrat Party members.
Whoa, is that true, Jacob? If that's actually breaking right now, that's wild. Judge removes Fani Willis from the case.
No, I haven't seen that.
All right, well, I need sauce. I need a link. I need an actual.
Yeah.
If you can give me some sauce on that, we will.
I'm telling you, shit's happening all over the place. Is it in your stack to talk about Texas?
No, not today.
Okay. Abbott declared invasion.
Oh man, this is a hell of a week to be going on.
Okay, so here's the thing: is that now, guess what happens? Article 4, Section 4 of the Constitution kicks in, where the federal government is mandated to defend the state in case of invasion.
Wow. This is
just as it's at SCOTUS after we got this temporary stay, if you will, on the wire. And then Abbott says, "Fuck no, I'm doubling up on the wire."
Let's pump the brakes on the Fani Willis and not that I'm doubting Jacob but I need to see a link or an actual. I haven't seen anything sourced yet on Fani Willis. So if anyone has a link on that, please share it, and I'll keep an eye on my Twitter feed as well, see if I can't find something that is, that is reliable. But I appreciate the update if that's right, and the Texas thing is very interesting as well. I want to stick with the
right here, Daily Caller. Judge previously. Oh no, this is previously 2020. Never mind. Hold on a second. I just saw that. That's the headline, but it's from 2020.
Yeah, I feel like this would be all over my Twitter feed right now. I don't see anything
Yeah,
yet.
no. There's speculation, but I don't see anything that has her removed.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll keep an eye out.
Yeah.
Going back to the primary. Here's Ronna McDaniel. Here's her comments on Nikki Haley and her telling her to get out of the race, essentially.
Looking at the math and the path going forward, and I don't see it for Nikki Haley. I think she's run a great campaign, but I do think there is a message that's coming out from the voters, which is very clear. We need to unite around our eventual nominee, which is going to be Donald Trump, and we need to make sure we beat Joe Biden. It is 10 months away till the November election, and we can't wait any longer to put our foot on the gas, to beat the worst president, to beat a president that's kept our borders open, allowed fentanyl to pour through, allowed inflation to go rampant. He is hurting the American people, and we need to do everything we can to unite so that we can defeat him. So looking at the...
That is right there. That is a establishment white flag being waved, in my opinion. When you have Ronna McDaniel saying it's over, pack it in, get behind Donald Trump.
After two states.
That to me is her saying, uncle, uncle, uncle.
Well, they can't face also, if we look at the politics, they cannot face the insurrection within the party. They have to, from an optics perspective, if they go out there and continue, if she continues, Haley, or they continue to back Haley, let's put it that way, to stay in, then they're feeding into the inside fighting within the party, in essence, MAGA, anti-MAGA.
Mm-hmm.
They can't have that. It'll look really, really bad. So they have to capitulate, if you will, in that respect, to save face, because otherwise it would be a battle. She goes into South Carolina, and they, I'll say, cheat by the fact of the Democrats voting for her, etc. The flood the zone, which is what I was referring to the other day, and she still loses, right? Big deal.
Yeah.
Optics wise, big deal.
Yeah. No, I agree. But I love seeing I love seeing that the head of the RNC establishment right there basically telling Nikki Haley it's over. It's time to back out. So big win.
Which also says to me that she doesn't have what I thought that Nikki Haley was counting on, or was being told to count on, right? Mm-hmm. Is the aspect of South Carolina, I think predominantly South Carolina. Now, it's possible that they were banking on Super Tuesday, because she mentioned Super Tuesday, and there's about 900 plus delegates up for grabs in Super Tuesday, which is, at that point, it's a done deal. That doesn't give Trump the winning number, but it's pretty darn close, insurmountable for the others.
Right.
But when I say others, because Ramaswamy and DeSantis have delegates pledged to them. It'll come down to the convention what happens to those guys. And the other interesting thing, and if you don't mind, I'll go into Nevada, which is the next one coming up on the 8th. Nevada, an interesting thing. This was by election. Anyway, so I'll just go through it. Nevada originally had a primary. Then they changed to a caucus. They had in the primary, Haley is on the ballot. Trump is not. In the caucus, Trump is on the ballot. Haley's not. The caucus is how the 26 delegates from Nevada are going to be allocated, not from the primary. So it'll be very interesting to see how the media then plays up. If she stays in through Nevada, how the media addresses the whole aspect of who won Nevada. That's why it's very interesting when I see this, even though we're only into 2, this whole concept of winning the state, because Haley can indeed win the Nevada primary, but it's meaningless because the delegates come from the Nevada caucus.
Right.
That's what I mean about the optics, and that would be then leading into South Carolina, which is essentially 16 days later on the 24th. And South Carolina is an open primary, whereas Nevada is a closed caucus. So even though it's a caucus and all the delegates are there, they're going to end up, generally speaking, the 26 will end up on Trump, although it's possible that they'll give some to DeSantis or somebody if people vote. They still can, even though, right? They can caucus for those guys. But it'll be very interesting. The entire narrative that it'll be spun going into South Carolina. Because I can see the media saying, Haley won Nevada. They won't say how many delegates she didn't get. Haley won Nevada. Haley won Nevada. What Trump's going to be putting is Truth Social. We won. And the media's going to call him a liar.
He already,
Other people are going to be put in the middle.
He declared victory already in Nevada, I think.
Yes.
Which is hilarious.
Well, yeah, because he's standing on alone.
Yeah.
Right. But he doesn't. He mentions Nevada, but he doesn't say caucus. I saw that. He says Nevada. So it's pretty interesting. It's going to be quite the show, and this is where people need to really understand how their individual state primary functions. It's very interesting, and you have to understand that, because even Charlie Kirk put out a truth post that said that was chastising New Hampshire for the open primary.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not disagreeing with the concept of why do you have non-Republicans voting in your primary? I can understand that, but he said it's an open primary, and that's wrong, completely wrong, because an open primary allows the Democrats to vote for the Republican. That's an open primary.
Yeah.
And when you have a state that has more Democrats than Republicans, and generally speaking, Republicans are always outnumbered by independents and by Democrats combined.
Right.
So when you have a state that has a large number of delegates, Navarro got me to start saying electoral, and it's like, it's wrong. But when you have such a large number of delegates at stake, and then you have an open primary, I can see how she's banking on that.
Yeah.
And I think the by McDaniel's coming out is they're trying to mitigate the fiasco of South Carolina.
Interesting.
Because it's her home state. If they have any semblance of having her some form of role within the party for a longer point in time, future, whatever, right? Not in Trump's cabinet, I don't think. I'm saying in the role in the party, as for future elections, she can't have that loss in her own home state.
Right. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. But that Democrat money is keeping her in for now. And I wonder how much of it is just the massive amounts of money she's taking in and being able to keep a lot of that when it's all said and done.
I think the military-industrial complex has a lot of money in her, more so than we thought DeSantis. I don't think DeSantis. There was if we're going to get into Kerry Lake, I don't know if you're going to get into that. We did that yesterday, right?
We're going to do Kerry Lake in the second half. Delia is going to come up and talk a little bit too. So we'll do that on the other side of the break here.
Okay. He resigned, right?
Yep. Oh yeah, I got the resignation letter ready. We're gonna spend.
Okay, copy that. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is a great deal because I'm gonna bow out about a quarter till.
Quarter till 5 or quarter till
6.
Okay. Yeah, no worries.
Sorry, I should have said that earlier, but I just remembered.
All good. So let's
by the way, I'm working on my good points with HR for yesterday, so I'm bound.
Yeah, you definitely built up some goodwill there.
Some good credits, right?
Absolutely. I had a couple polls here I wanted to cover and a little clip I wanted to play that I thought was kind of interesting. And then after that, we'll get into this story about Fannie Willis. Probably do all that stuff. We'll do the story about Fannie Willis, and we'll talk about Arizona in the second half. But first, I wanna get into a couple of these different polls that I find very interesting. So, poll: Trump edging Biden among Latino voters in blue New York. So this is interesting to me. So Trump edges Biden among New York Latinos as migrant crisis rages, according to a poll. So President Biden's popularity has plummeted so precipitously in New York that he trails former President Donald Trump among Latino voters amid the unrelenting migrant crisis. Though the Empire State would still vote blue in a 2024 matchup between the two, according to a new survey, Trump leads Biden 42 to 39% among Hispanic voters, with the remainder undecided, according to the Siena College poll released Monday. As recently as November, the incumbent Democrat has led his predecessor by 27 points in the traditionally left-leaning demographic. Quote, "I would think it's very concerning for Biden," said Siena College pollster Stephen Greenberg. "It fits what we're seeing nationally. Biden, 81, blah, 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 blah." Anyway, so that's huge. I mean, if that's happening in New York and we're only in January, and this border situation isn't going to get much better between now and then, I think, Latino voters, Black voters, they could end up being a huge swing towards the Republican Party, not just in the presidential race, but who knows, they might even go down ticket and really sway the balance of power to the right in this country. And then there was this too. Truth wins out. 8 in 10 Republican voters in New Hampshire believe Joe Biden is illegitimate president. Similar results to Iowa. I'm not going to go into this one in detail, but again, it just goes to show how people are really seeing the 2020 election, how the truth has been coming out more and more, and I think that by the time Donald Trump is done in his second term, which I do, or third term, in 2028, I think that so much of this stuff is going to be exposed to the point where it's going to make major waves. So, but this was an interesting clip on CNN. They had Dean Phillips on, who I guess is who Dean Phillips. I guess he's running for president against Biden. I don't know. I don't know much about him, but anyway, he was on CNN. This is a little 30-second clip about him going to a Trump rally, and I just thought this was interesting. I'm surprised CNN even aired it, to be honest.
And I got to tell you guys, I went to a Donald Trump rally a couple nights ago. Never been to one. I had an event across the street. I saw the line of people waiting in the cold for hours, and I thought, what the heck? I'm going to be a leader who actually invites people, doesn't condemn them. Met probably 50 Trump people waiting in line. Every single one of them, thoughtful, hospitable, friendly, all of them so frustrated that they feel nobody's listening to them but Donald Trump. A diverse crowd, people who had never been to a Trump event before. My party is completely delusional right now.
I love that clip. I love that clip. They're nice, hospitable, diverse, kind, and they just feel like no one's listening to them by Donald Trump. My party is completely delusional right now, right? Because what do we hear from every left-wing politician and pundit, expert, analyst, news anchor? The extreme MAGA Republicans, the extremists on the right, the far right MAGA Republicans, right? They make us sound like fucking vampires, like evil entities out there just looking to hurt people any chance we get. Again, what does he say? I'm gonna play one more. It's only 30 seconds. I mean, again, this is a total break of the programming here. This is everything that they'll never give Trump supporters never get credit for being.
And I got to tell you guys, I went to a Donald Trump rally a couple nights ago. Never been to one. I had an event across the street. I saw the line of people waiting in the cold for hours. And I thought, what the heck? I'm going to be a leader who actually invites people, doesn't condemn them. Met probably 50 Trump people waiting in line. Every single one of them, thoughtful, hospitable, friendly, all of them so frustrated that they feel nobody's listening to them but Donald Trump. A diverse crowd, people who had never been to a Trump event before. My party is completely delusional right now. We have a crowd.
I don't know. I find that to be very candid and honest, and I think there's a major backlash coming towards the establishment left. The way they talk about, paint with a broad brush the entire Republican Party at this point, and half the country, the Republican voters, has been so uncalled for, so over the top, so inflammatory. I feel like it's not landing the way they want it to, and you're going to see more and more stuff like this over the next 10 months leading into November and the 2024 presidential election. Do either of you have any comments on that clip? If not, I'm going to go ahead.
Sorry, I've been on mute. I found his choice of words interesting, delusional. True that they are, but in the context, I found the choice of words interesting because it's not a descriptor for the people that he's referring to, his experience. It's not a word that goes with that. It's more like if you were to think of my party's delusional, thinking they're going to beat these people or win over these people, or versus how my party is portraying these people.
I think it's the latter, yeah.
Right? But the delusional doesn't fit with the latter. The word delusional doesn't fit with the latter. It's the aspect of wrong or incorrect or bad for the body politic, words to that effect, right? Would be more suited than delusional. I just found that very interesting choice. In context.
Yeah, no, you're right. I didn't really think about it that deeply, but you're absolutely right. That isn't really the right word. Unless they're delusional as to who these people are.
But even then,
convince themselves, they watch those same 3 January 6 clips one too many times, and they've become delusioned as to, like how that reflects on the entire voting bloc or the entire Trump, support or supporters, the demographic of Trump supporters, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. But I see what you're saying though, for sure.
Well, I mean, when you think back on the media, what was the media always portraying the Trump supporter as these, beating, hitting people in the head and that kind of stuff, which was in the very early rallies of 2016, right? But they only showed you the action against the people that were being disruptive and or bad inside the rallies, right? Not to say that all cases were like that, but when you look at it now, the people that go to the rallies and the way that they go, how welcoming, and how many people that were of quote unquote non-white have made the same comments, that I went in there thinking, that I was, even saying scared, apprehensive, and I was treated like, very friendly, yada, 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 right? Now, I'm sure that most people didn't know who he was. And didn't matter if he introduced himself. I wish he would have said if he introduced himself or not.
Oh, like as a Democrat candidate?
Yes.
Yeah, he didn't. Well, he said he was over there to meet and invite people. So my guess is he would have.
Right, because then that even gives more weight to what he was saying.
Yeah.
Because here he is. It's like, Daniel in the lion's den by the way the media portrays it, right?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. All right. We are at 4:53. I want to get into this Fani Willis story. I've seen one article on it. It hasn't blown up on Twitter yet, though. So I don't know what's going on here. But I'll read the article we got on Trending Politics concerning Fani Willis being removed from the case. Again, I don't know We'll have to use our discernment and figure out,
From what
because
I was saying, that she had previously been removed from an election case, but not this one currently. A
okay,
different case. A different case.
okay,
I
so
said that's everything I'm saying is that she had previously been removed from an election related case in Georgia, but not this one yet.
okay, so this is not actually, all right, interesting. Oh wow, and James O'Keefe just put out a new video today too about DC blackmail. Oh my goodness, there's just so much happening right now. This is unbelievable. What a week to go on vacation, I tell you. All right, but anyway, we'll come back. We'll come back, and on the other side, we'll get into the Arizona, the bribery scandal with Carrie Lake. We'll read the resignation letter of Jeff DeWitt, and then we'll get Delia up here to give her take. She's involved on the local level in Arizona, and she has some interesting things that she wants to bring forward and talk about, including a meeting that she'll be going to within the party on Saturday this week, where I guess we're going to be electing a new chairman. So we'll hear all about that. It's going to be very, very interesting. So you're going to want to come back on the other side and join us over on pilled.net, the exclusive home for the second half of this show. You guys got lucky yesterday. I was too sick to turn off the other platforms. I was, laying around on my bathroom floor. So you guys got to watch the whole show over there yesterday. Today, however, we are going to be turning off Rumble, YouTube, DLive, Odyssey, Cloud Hub, and Twitter. So if you guys want to watch the second half, hear from Delia, and continue on with the conversation, jump on over to the Comfy Bunker, pilled.net. I put the link in the YouTube description, or in the YouTube chat. I'm putting it in the Rumble chat right now as well. And I'll put it over on DLive. It's also in the Rumble description to make it super easy for all you guys over there, because Rumble is our largest platform outside of Pilled. So that's the easiest place to find it. But I'll play a little video, and then we will come back on the other side of that and say goodbye to our other platforms and continue on exclusively on Pilled.net, the home of free speech. See you guys in 60 seconds.
Pilled.net is proud to host 412 Productions exclusively on the true home of free speech. To continue watching the show, we are here to help you over to Pilled. If you're new to the platform, just click on the welcome link provided. It will then automatically walk you through signing up for your free account. If you already have a Pilled.net account, follow the link provided directing you straight to 412 Productions channel. We are excited to have you join the Pilled family, and if you have any questions at all, please email support@pilled.net. Enjoy the rest of 412 Productions on Pilled.net. Free speech lives here.
All right, we are back. And again, thank you guys so much for spending your Wednesday afternoon with us here today. We are about to go exclusively over to pilled.net for the second half of today's show. Please come join us. Those of you watching on Rumble, YouTube, DLive, Odyssey, Cloud Hub, Twitter, it's super easy. Just go to pilled.net. You'll see us live over on the left-hand side under 412 Productions if you want to jump in. Or you could use the link I put in the live chats or in the Rumble description. Just expand that description window. You'll see a couple of links there to help you get on into the Comfy Bunker. If this is where we part ways, if you're not going to jump over, no worries. I will be back on Tuesday next week. I'm taking tomorrow, Friday, and tomorrow through Monday, we'll just say, off next week, taking a little vacation. So we'll catch up with you guys on Tuesday. But I do hope that you will come and join us over on Pilled. Like I said, we have a lot of interesting stuff still to cover in the second hour that you're not going to want to miss. So with that, let's say goodbye to all these other platforms: Rumble, DLive, there goes Twitter, YouTube,